Welcome into Lawlor Event Center, friends. Tuned in just a tad late as we had a great edition of the National Anthem from McKenna Dressel of the Nevada volleyball team. And with that, we welcome you to the biggest little city for a Wednesday Mountain West showdown between Nevada and Boise State. Getting set to meet your starting lineups alongside Ashley Jones. I'm Mike Stephenson, thrilled to be with you as we see a tussle, Ashley, between two teams that like to play good games, and you know more than anyone as a former Wolfpack player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime Boise State comes to town, they are here to play. Both teams looking to kind of bounce back from two tough losses in their last game, so I think we're going to be in for a good battle tonight.
Let's jump in right to our player spotlight, brought to you by Renown Health, the area's largest and most comprehensive healthcare network. And we start with Tatum Thompson for the Broncos. She has her fingerprints all over the place when you talk about this team.
Oh, man, Tatum Thompson has been on an absolute tear as of late. She scored in double figures 7 straight games and was the lone player in double figures against Wyoming with 11 points and 5 rebounds and 4 for 8 from the field. Thompson has the ability to score big, and the Broncos are going to need just that from her tonight.
On the other side, our player spotlight is on a bench player for Nevada, but it's worthy. Olivia Polavati, the redshirt freshman, is coming on.
Olivia Polavati is the spark off of the bench for Amanda Levens, a secret weapon, if you would say. I just love every aspect of her game. She's a 3-level scorer at just 6 feet, and Polavati has great touch and finishes so smooth around the rim with a little bit of a mid-range game, and of course the 3-ball. She's a nightmare matchup for just about any defender. 13 points and 4 rebounds in just 27 minutes off the bench in their game against UNLV. She's gonna have to be a spark tonight as well.
A career-high 13 points for the young player out of Tualatin, Oregon. A lot of other players going to have to step up in this one if either side wants to leave with a dub. Our broadcast is presented by your Northern Nevada Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Coming up next, we've got your starting lineups, your keys to the game, and tip-off between Nevada and Boise State. Back here in Reno as we get set for tip-off between the Wolfpack and the Broncos. Time now to give you your starting lineups, brought to you by Champion Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy dealer in Northern Nevada for 35 years. First for the visiting Broncos, Tatum Thompson, who we spotlighted in the open, Maya Hansen, the junior out of Billings, Danny Bays, Mary Kay Nero, and Big Abby Muse in the middle. Boise State's all-time leader in block shots, actually set that record last year here in Reno. For Nevada, we've seen a lot of shifts in the starting lineup, but Amanda Levens seems to have settled with this one of late. Imby Jones, Izzy Sullivan, Audrey Roden, Lexi Givens, and Dymo Maxey. Game 138 in silver and blue threads for Lexi Givens, most all-time in program history. Buckle up, it's time to play ball here in Reno. Opening possession to the Pack, and Dymo Maxey, whose offensive game is really coming along as this year in her career goes on. And early we have a foul going on the Broncos as working through the screen was Narrow, but the whistle and the foul, and now a quick substitution. 16 seconds in, we have Tori Davis checking in. This is unique, Ashley, but I was told before the game, as Audrey Roden will take a quick break, Amanda Levens telling me that Davis is dealing with a foot, and I think they want to test it out. So this could be that early testing out period. Although she did have something to say to Audrey as she came off the bench there. All right, now Givens gets called for an offensive foul. So needless to say, 21 seconds in, an interesting start to this game.
A little bit of a rocky start there, but you can just tell the intensity that this game is going to have, and Coach Levens not messing around at all, wanting things to be just right as she starts the game.
And right on cue, a swipe and a steal, and the other way comes Maxey. Now Givens, 13 points, 9 rebounds in the loss Saturday at UNLV. Nevada played tough, but the class of the Mountain West prevailing in that one as they look down low for Givens. And she stays patient and scores.
Yeah, does a great job on that catch. Gets herself under control, lets the defender fly by, and then finishes around the rim.
Broncos looking to answer. These two played a really good game January 18th up in the city of trees as Hansen drives. Lefty layup no good. There will be a bit of a tardy whistle nonetheless. Looked like there was some contact. She'll get 2 free throws. Maya Hansen, part of a group of juniors that really lead the charge when it comes to Boise State's scoring. Would you believe that a trio of juniors, Hansen included, also Bays and Natalie Pasco, who we'll see off the bench playing big minutes in this one, they account for over 72% of Boise State's scoring in Mountain West play. That bodes well for next year, too, when that class comes back as seniors.
Oh, absolutely. And for a group of young ladies here that have been together for a while, know how to play off of each other, that is a dangerous combo right there.
And how about the dangerous defense from Bays? Swats it away. The junior out of Brisbane, Australia, sends it the other way for Boise State as Thompson puts her head down and scores.
Just does a great job attacking the defense, gets to the basket, hangs in the air for a second, and then finishes. That's a tough layup right there.
She made it look much easier than it was, but you said it, Ashley. So here's Davis, seemingly moving around okay on that foot. You have a couple subs getting ready to check in for Nevada. Izzy Sullivan looking to get going in this one, coming off an 0 for 7 shooting night at UNLV. Pac's got to get a shot up, 5 seconds. Maxey spins up under, a little strong off glass. Not a bad move, just everything but the finish there. Hansen thought about the long 3, instead steps to the side and takes another. Little strong. Ball back to the Pac. Pac held a double-digit lead on the road at Boise State, again on the 18th. But then a 7-point third quarter really doomed Nevada. Broncos able to rally back and win that game by 8.
And that's where Nevada struggled a bit, is not being able to put together
quarters. Pardon me, Ashley. Sullivan with a chance at a 4-point play, and she's got to love seeing that go through.
Got to. Goes 0 for in her last game, but right there, what a way to get back in rhythm. Not only knocks down the 3, but knocks down the 3 and gets the foul and goes to the free throw line.
Please finish your thought. Yes, there have been some lulls in certain quarters for Nevada this year.
And that's kind of been the hard point for them this season, is that they haven't been able to put together 4 full quarters. If they can put together 4 full quarters, they are a dangerous basketball team. But it's the consistency that Coach Levens is still kind of searching for within her team.
Well, this is a nice start. Another steal for Nevada as Givens has it. Yeah, Amanda Levens telling me before the game, been a lot of almosts this year for her team. Sullivan, same spot. Back to back, too much to ask at this moment. Ball stays with Nevada though. 1-point lead, Pac ball. Should let you know we're currently working through some slight technical glitches. We'll work to get that scoreboard bug back up for you as Pulavati fakes and drives into the lane.
I told you, that's what she does. Comes right off the bench, immediately makes an impact to the game, and scores so smooth around the basket.
Got a couple long balls in the loss at UNLV, and another swipe and a steal for Dymo Maxey. That's what she does. Oh, and then she just got a little excited, looking for Izzy, and throws it out of bounds. That's sort of an example of a lot of moments this year for Nevada. You make a great play, but can't quite capitalize on it.
And those are two players that are still learning to play together right there. Yeah. Dymo Maxey does a great job pushing the basketball down the court, but Izzy Sullivan's got to keep going and cut in towards the basket.
Thompson wanted a foul call there, puts her hands in the air, nonetheless scores through the contact. Roden is back in for Nevada. She has the rock now. Pulavati, of course, checked in with her, and Natalie Pasco is into the game for the Broncos. Roden, patient, fakes, scores.
It's a great job there, getting 2 feet in the paint. Boise State kind of playing a little bit of a saggy man there, and Roden takes advantage.
Trailing is Thompson. She knew she left it short. Got her own rebound nearly, but it skirts out of bounds. Ball to the Pac. That has Broncos head coach Gordy Presnell on his feet. 20th year leading Boise State. Just inked a new extension that'll keep him as the leader of Boise State women's basketball through 2029. Of course, Boise State getting ready to jump into the Pac-12 conference realignment. Has our heads spinning over the last year plus.
Man, what a time for women's college basketball. I mean, the conference shakeup all across the country has been huge, and it's just so much fun to watch.
Kendra Hicks has checked in for Nevada. The true freshman out of Portland has it now. And has it tipped away. Pasco, nice play in the passing lane. She'll finish on the other end. Goes without saying, those kind of plays Nevada really has to limit tonight.
Have to take care of the basketball, and they did a great job of that against UNLV. Only 10 turnovers in that game. Got to have a similar effort here tonight.
That pass a little too tall for Roden. Bounces out of bounds, and a nice little chess match. So far, 5 minutes plus in the books. Nevada leads Boise State 9-8. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting going here in Reno. We're back in Reno early on between Nevada and Boise State. Jumping now into our keys to the game, brought to you by Bradley, Drendel, and Janae, the #1 law firm for people who want to be treated like they are #1. We'll start with the Broncos, Ashley Jones, and matching the physicality.
Yeah, I mean, they got to come out and they got to play tough. Gordy Presnell wants his team to punch first and really be the aggressor in this game, and then also putting points on the board. In Boise State's game against Wyoming, they only scored 45 points, and that was the lowest amount that they've scored all season long.
And for Nevada, get to the boards.
Oh my goodness, Nevada has to rebound. They struggled in their last game against UNLV, got out-rebounded 47-31 on the boards. Got to get after it and limit Boise State to 1 shot per possession.
47 boards is a lot for an opponent. Nevada will try to damper that today. As you saw Muse there get called for 3 seconds in the key. They had drawn something up for her, but she camped out a little too long. Roden, they set it up for the 3. Will it roll? It won't. Hicks is right there for the putback, and she'll go to the line right on cue. Ashley Jones getting to the boards. Nevada is.
All right, now that's what I like to see down there in the paint. Goes up there, snatches that rebound, takes the hit, and gets to the free throw line. I like the aggression under the hoop.
So here comes Hicks, the true freshman, battled through an early season injury as she misses the first. And so Amanda Levens said, especially when you're a true freshman, if you're not a full go in the preseason, it's really hard to kind of get your footing as your first year in college ball comes along. But they're really excited of what Kendra can bring to the table.
And the college game is just a completely different pace coming from high school. So her being able to get in and get these in-game reps is going to be huge for the Wolfpack down the road.
Free ball is up and in for Bays.
Ooh, that's what Boise State does. They shoot the 3 and they shoot it well.
Her first shot of the game is true. Broncos coming in just shy of 35% from behind the arc. Meanwhile, Nevada at 30 even. Here's Davis back in. Takes the screen from Pulavati. 5 to shoot. Hicks going to have to do something with it. Just inside the arc. Leaves it short. Roden saves it, but right to the Broncos. And here comes Pasco with it. It swings to Bays. Does she have another? She does not. Not a bad look there for Boise State, though, which commits the foul here on the rebound.
And what I want to touch on right there on that play is Tori Davis closes out to the defender towards the next pass. So by her closing out in that direction, it halts the pass from getting there smooth and easy and gives a little bit of disruption to the shooter getting the basketball. So it's a great basketball IQ play there for Tori Davis.
That's a great call. Not a play you're always seen made. She's a veteran player, so she knows what she's doing. But Boise able to swipe it back, and now a 3 is up and no good for Narrow. Back and forth they go. Broncos with a 1-point lead just about 7 minutes into this ball game. Last 4 contests between Nevada and Boise State as that one is swiped away. And up and in with the layup goes Elodie Lawlor. She's a 5th year out of Paris, France. And again, that's 2 different times Nevada's just thrown a pass right into the Broncos' hands, and it's ended up with a layup on the other side.
Gotta just be more aggressive and decisive with the basketball. A lot of those passes look lazy. They gotta, as the receiver of the pass, you gotta come to the ball, and then as the person throwing it, you gotta make sure that it gets there.
Roden's 3 was too strong. Boise with a little momentum here out of the timeouts. 3-point lead and a corner look for Pasco. Long rebound right to Maxey, head of steam. 1 defender to get through, and that defender wins that battle as Narrow did a great job keeping her arms straight up. Coach Presnell called out the play, but not ready for the pass was Libby Hutton, so it's another turnover. Davis stops, pops, hits.
Pull up. Great decision there by Tori Davis. Doesn't want to go in the paint with the bigger defender, has the advantage in the mid-range. Beautiful shot.
Back to a 1-point contest and a fun expected back and forth battle so far between these 2 programs. Was getting ready to say before the Lawlor steal and layup a moment ago. Last 4 contests between these 2 teams have been decided as the ball goes back to Nevada on another Boise turnover. Those 4 contests have been decided by a combined 16 points. And so it's just something about these 2 programs.
And as a viewer, you love that. You love a close, tight game. Keeps you on your toes. But as a coach, probably not your favorite thing.
They know it's going to be dramatic anytime they match up. As in for Boise State is Jada Clark. Meanwhile, for Nevada, it's Maxey with the rock. And a call in the paint. It's going to be a foul on the Broncos, and I believe on Lawlor. Perhaps a little too aggressive down low. It will send Nevada to the free throw line. Davis will be there. Imby Jones is into the game. Back into the game, as is Sullivan. First one no good for Davis. Second is true. We're back to an even ball game. 65 seconds left here in this first quarter. Clark in trouble. Gives it up. Hansen is back in. And here's Pasco taking the double screen. Down low to Lawlor. Good execution there by Boise State.
What a move, and then great recognition by the Broncos. Lawlor has Tori Davis down there in there on the paint, recognizes the mismatch almost immediately, and takes advantage.
Nice look for Sullivan. Just a touch short. Now the Broncos will slow it down. Got about a 5-second difference, game clock and shot clock. An entertaining opening quarter between these 2 programs. Not far from each other in the standings. Boise State an even 5-5 in conference play. Nevada 4-6. The 3 ball up and left short for Hutton. Nevada's got a chance for a good look here. 5 seconds in the quarter. Maxey kicks it out. Davis, deep 3. Not gonna go. But a fun 10 minutes in the books. If that's an indication of how the rest of the game will go, it's gonna be a good one. Get your popcorn ready. It's 15-13. You're watching Mountain West Hoops here in Reno. In Reno, thrilled to have you with us wherever you may be watching, whether locally, via Nevada Sportsnet, or elsewhere. From the Mountain West Network, Mike Steffensen here alongside Ashley Jones, hanging out on a hump day in the biggest little city and watching what so far has been an entertaining game between Boise State and Nevada. Broncos 2-point lead after the first with the ball and about to get a second chance opportunity to start the second. And it's Pasco right into the hands of Gibbons, though. Great defense by Lexi. Sullivan back down low for Gibbons. Patient, but she shuffled the feet. And a travel gives it back to Boise State. First 10 minutes were fun. And looking at this stat sheet, Ashley, a very evenly played game. Nevada, though, has missed a trio of free throws already. It's part of me. It's Hansen with a defender right in her face. Just turns and fires it. Not going to go, though. And back and forth they go in this second. Pass down low. Looking for Gibbons was Maxey. That was a tough one to handle, but it'll be tipped out of bounds. Nice little chess match so far.
Yeah, and I like the idea of the Wolfpack looking to get the ball inside to Lexi Gibbons. They can get it going inside. That'll open up their outside game. But got to take care of the ball. Again, just being decisive with those passes. Already 7 turnovers for the Wolfpack in just the first and a couple minutes into the second quarter. Got to take care of the basketball a little bit better here.
Jones from the mid-range, nothing but the bottom. Imby Jones really coming into her own as a true sophomore. Spent last year at the University of Wisconsin. Right to the rim, goes narrow. Back to Jones goes the pack. Now Gibbons has it. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Maxey on the post up. Tries to get around Pascal, but cannot. It's a difficult shot. Hansen sets it up for Lalatz, and that is good Broncos basketball. Nice little pick and roll game. Just how they drew it up, and it's a 4-point Boise State lead. The largest lead of the game for either team.
Gotta love a little old school pick and roll basketball.
And a little old school pump fake, step through, and the long 2 for Gibbons is good.
And that's a great shot for Lexi Gibbons. She absolutely has the ability to knock down that mid-range jumper. As a post player, can score at all 3 levels.
Amanda Levins telling me before the game, Lexi is giving us everything in her final season in silver and blue. And they need everything from her. As now in the post, she's playing defense, but a little too aggressive as the bucket is up and in, plus a foul, Tatum Thompson.
Thompson's so good with the ball in her hands. Gets in the paint, takes the body contact, and finishes. She is so impressive the way that she is able to get to the basket. And oftentimes she's guarding their post player, not the biggest player on the court, but just moves so well with and without the basketball.
She is impressive to watch. The junior out of Woodinville, Washington, completes the 3-point play, and it's a 5-point lead for Boise State. Nevada suddenly finding itself in a deficit, and they don't want one of those patented single-digit scoring quarters that they've come accustomed to this year. Jones, the spin, the jumper is good. That's a confident shot from Imby Jones.
It's just a sophomore. I mean, it's just so impressive to me the way that she's so cool, calm, and collected with the ball in her hands.
Worked her way into the starting lineup after a handful of games this year. Sophomore out of Seattle. Roden right to the rim. That's what Audrey Roden can do.
And Coach Levins needs players that can score the basketball, and that's what she's getting right now.
Nice play by Bays. Leaves the defender in the dust on the pump fake and gets it to go. Roden coming off a 1 for 7 at UNLV. So she and Izzy Sullivan were a combined 1 of 14 in that contest, which is not a winning recipe for this roster. Those two really got to show up. Sure enough, Nevada still had a chance there, led by 10 in the second quarter at powerhouse UNLV. Lady Rebels, though, hit a couple big runs in that game, end up winning by 9.
And that's been the tale of the Wolfpack this season. They are very capable of playing with the best teams in the conference. Audrey Roden right there. I mean, she's really getting into a rhythm here, knocks down the mid-range jumper, but...
Oh, Bays, hey. Hey. And with that, Coach Levens wants a quick timeout as Bays, I got to say, you got to credit her for that shot. That wasn't necessarily bad defense, but a little reply, if you will. Believe they're going to make it a full. 27-23. We'll stick around for now. Boise State with the lead. Big shot there by Bays, who I believe is now up to 9 points to lead all scorers. Pardon me, 8 points to lead all scorers. Boise State doing it with a balanced effort. Nevada as well. And an encouraging sign, as we've been talking about, Ashley. 3 for 5 is Audrey Roden. Especially if she can see some go through early on, that's huge for her.
Yeah, she's the type of player that when she sees that ball go through the net, oh, it's trouble. That's like she's shooting the ball in the ocean at this point. And for her to get downhill, get a fast break layup, and then come down the very next play, knock down a transition jumper, that's a great sign for the Wolfpack.
Hit 1,000 career points earlier this year, did Audrey Roden. And she wants a little redemption after the game at Boise State, where she did not perform well. 0 for 5 shooting, including 0 for 2 from downtown. A rare 0 total points in that game for Audrey Roden, which has not been her MO throughout her time in silver and blue. So she wants a little redemption, and so far on her way toward it. 3 for 5 in this game, 6 points to lead the Wolfpack. Nevada also out rebounding Boise State as we get an updated stat sheet. 12-9 on the boards. Pack has 7 turnovers that Ashley mentioned to 6 for Boise State. I say this all to say it's been a pretty evenly played game.
Really good basketball here early on. Much better shooting percentage for the Wolfpack to start this second quarter. 83% so far, 5 for 6 from the field. But it's their shot selection. I think they're getting great shots within their defense. They got a little caught up there, took a couple of bad shots in that first quarter. You can tell they're a little bit more locked in, looking to get good shots within their offense.
It's a great call. Already matched their field goals made of the entire first quarter, and we're not even halfway through this second quarter. So Pack, after a sluggish couple of minutes to start, has hit fire over the last couple. We'll see what happens out of the timeout, as Boise State just had a nice response on the Bays 3 after Nevada had cut it to a 1-point game. Back in action, the ladies are here on the floor at Lawlor Event Center. Second half of Mountain West play has arrived. And Boise State beside itself, players and coaches alike, for that foul call, as I believe it was on 22, Taryn Gardner, who was recently checked in, the freshman out of Spokane, Washington. May have went on narrow, actually. Nonetheless, ball back to the Pack, and Roden, another look and another make. 3 in a row for Audrey Roden.
Easy money, comes off the curl screen, knocks down the jumper, nothing but net.
Reply, no good for Pasco. Rebound to Rakaya Jackson, who was recently checked in, and she's fouled. Rakaya Jackson, also a true sophomore, out of the Seattle area, Garfield High School. About to high-five her former high school teammate, Imby Jones. They won 2 state championships together at Garfield. I mentioned that on our last women's basketball broadcast, so pardon me, but it's a fun story as that duo is back together in the biggest little city. Roden's got the hot hand. Walked with it. Ball back to the Broncos. Couldn't tell if maybe the ball was hit out of her hands. They say she shuffled the feet. Maxey aggressive on defense, and Presnell, Coach Presnell, laying into the official as he thought that was a little too aggressive out of Maxey. No foul call, though. Left wing 3, up and no good. That was from Millie Sharp, who was recently checked in. She's a freshman out of Australia. A few Aussies on the roster for Boise State, as that one goes off of Roden's knee as she runs right into our table and gives it a bit of a punch as she turns it over.
Yeah, and that's the same play pretty much back to back. Gets a little sped up, goes into the paint with too many defenders.
Looking down low, Broncos are for Thompson, and yeah, Pulavati just a little too aggressive trying to front that pass coming in. And so the foul will be called. And what you're seeing there is you're seeing a redshirt freshman, pardon me, I was going to say guarding a fifth-year senior, but that was not Narrow she was guarding. It was Thompson, who's a junior. Still, difference in experience there, advantage upperclassmen. Here goes Narrow. She walks with it. Couldn't quite stop the feet as the travel gives it back to Nevada. Davis is back in for the Wolfpack, as is Sullivan. So what you have here is 3 true sophomores, a redshirt freshman, and a fifth-year senior for Nevada. The future you would think is bright for this program with young players playing significant minutes as Jackson. And the jump ball forced by Narrow. Rakaya throws her toward the floor, but a nice aggressive play there by the Broncos defender.
The Broncos doing a good job of sending 2 people to the basketball anytime it goes into the paint, whether that's a drive or a pass. So the Wolfpack's got to be aware of that. And whoever's player goes to double, you got to call for the basketball.
Jackson has it here. She have to do something with it. Looks to give it to Jones, and now that's going to be a shot clock violation. Jackson probably should have just thrown up a shot. At this point, though, her defense is kind of why she's on the floor, defense and rebounding. And so she was looking for a teammate, but it was a little too late.
Just a little bit indecisive on the offensive end for the Wolfpack right now. Got to get the ball in Tori Davis's hand. She's a veteran. She's been in these moments. She can get you set up in your offense.
Meanwhile, crisp offensive execution there for the Broncos as Thompson scores off the design play. She's up to a game-high 9 points now. And now Jones will try to work on Muse. Easier said than done. Abby Muse, second all-time in the Mountain West in block shots. First all-time in Boise State history. And now Jackson, back-to-back tough plays for the sophomore as she's called for the offensive foul.
And already 3 minutes left in the second quarter. The Wolfpack has tied their totals for turnovers in the entire game against UNLV. Just a little bit sloppy here. Both teams got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball and getting settled in their offense.
And Levens actually said she thought that was the best game Nevada's played all year. Ended up coming short against the Lady Rebels as Jackson gets a hand on it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Hansen with it. Davis trying to chase her, feed inside to Muse. She was open because Hicks had hit the floor, and it's an easy 2 points for Abby Muse, her first points of the game. We were doing the game last year when Abby Muse became Boise State's all-time leader in block shots. She is a presence down low. Sullivan bounces it to Hicks. Right on cue. Block shot. Call it a premonition.
So much fun to watch. I mean, she's not the biggest player down there, but she's long and athletic and has a great feel for the basketball, knows how to find it without fouling.
And that's really it right there, having a touch for timing and not fouling. That's what makes a great shot blocker, not just straight up length and athleticism. 5 seconds, Roden's gonna have to do something with it. Puts her head down, stops. Defense too good though, and it's a turnover. Ball was not possessed by the Broncos, so it'll be a shot clock violation. Ball back to Boise State with a 6-point lead. Game high 6-point lead. Nevada had gotten within 2 in a little 4-0 burst for the Broncos of late. Under 2 to play in this first half. Hansen has it, looking to do something with it. Hicks gets her on the switch, and does just enough to make her miss. Ball back to Nevada. It's a nice team defense there by the silver and blue.
That's a good stop for the Wolfpack. And then right here, got to get a good basket, got to execute. It's only a 6-point game, but still that can get out of hand really quickly. Got to get a bucket here if you're the Wolfpack.
Roden right to the rim. Oh, but it's a charge. Hansen does a great job sacrificing her body. A body that took a blow from Roden, so she's going to be shaken up and maybe need some time before she gets up. But the ball is back to the Broncos after the selfless play there by Maya Hansen. She's back on her feet. Gives Coach Presnell the okay. And back to work. Boise State will go on offense, wearing their road blacks.
That's tough to stand in there and take that charge with a player coming at you full speed. That's tough. Sometimes you get the wind knocked out of you. You need a second to catch your breath down there.
I don't blame her for taking her time getting up. Under 90 seconds now left in this first half. And an offensive foul. Muse can't believe it. She does get the foul, though. Abby Muse, a little too aggressive trying to free up her teammates. Ball back to Nevada. Feels like a big possession here.
See, this is where the Wolfpack struggles. There's 15 seconds left on the shot clock, and they're just now getting in their offense. They got to get into it quicker and get a better shot.
Because now suddenly that first look in there, and now Dymo's got to shoot a three, and it's swatted away by Muse, her second block in the last 3 possessions.
And that's just not the shot you want if you're Amanda Levens. Get into your offense earlier. Give yourself time to work and not have to rush a forced shot.
Whew. How about the spin and the finish for Pasco? The junior from not too far away, Danville, California. And suddenly it's an 8-point Boise State advantage. Broncos on a 6-0 run here. Amanda Levens trying to align the troops as Roden has it now. She'll take the screen from Hicks. Corner 3 look, Pulavati. Little strong. Narrow has it. Broncos won't get a shot off, but they will take an 8-point lead into the halftime break. A strong surge to end the first half for the visitors, and work to be done for the home team. It is halftime here in Reno. You're watching Mountain West Hoops on the Mountain West Network and Nevada Sportsnet. Back in Reno as halftime rolls on. Nevada and Boise State, 33-25. Broncos with the lead on the road. Of course, next year will be the last season of these two facing off within the Mountain West Conference. Hard to believe. The old WAC foes come to the Mountain West, continue their battles, and now going separate ways, Ashley Jones. It's a little bittersweet, but based on everyone I've talked to, from all the various programs that have come through that are bounced into the Pac-12, they're all really excited.
Oh yeah, I would be super excited as well, being able to go to a conference like the Pac-12, playing against great competition. I mean, it's so much fun. It doesn't get much better than that.
New Pac-12 is going to be really interesting to watch, as we had this whole sort of war, if you will, between the Mountain West and the Pac-12. A bit of a power struggle as the Pac-12 poached a few teams. Mountain West able to get commitments from some of their flagship programs, if you will, Nevada included. UNLV was a big one to keep around. Air Force, Wyoming, New Mexico. Reinforcements coming in from a variety of places, whether your neck of the woods, Ashley Jones, Sacramento area, and UC Davis getting set to join the Mountain West. Grand Canyon in basketball. A bunch of others as well, UTEP included. And so it'll be interesting to see what the new landscape looks like. But as someone that played in what we know to be the traditional Mountain West, Ashley. It's a little bittersweet, too.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be weird seeing some of the teams like a Boise State or a San Diego State, not in the conference anymore. As a player, you're used to going to those places and not being able to go there, have that type of competition with those teams. It's going to be a little different, but I think overall it's really exciting for both conferences as a whole.
Such is life in the new landscape of college athletics, as of course this decision was driven by football and the bottom line. Such is life once again. Halftime rolls on here in Reno. We'll go inside the numbers when we come back here on Nevada Sportsnet. We are back in Reno. Broncos are back on the floor. Wolfpack still talking things out in this halftime locker room. Let's go inside the numbers really quick. Presented by Campani Auto Group. Visit Dick Campani's Capital Ford and Carson City Toyota because cars cost less in Carson. 33-25. 18-10, a Boise State advantage in the paint, Ashley Jones. I can imagine that was a point of discussion for Amanda Levin's team, kind of holding them in, or I should say, holding them off once you get there within the hoop.
Yeah, you want to keep your defender in front, right? Force them left to right, but you don't want them going vertical up and down the floor like that. Got to try and keep the Boise State guards out of the paint. They do a great job of penetrating, getting 2 feet in the paint, and scoring around the basket, so you got to force them outside of the paint.
Pack is winning the battle of the boards, 16-11. Turnovers, though, a different story. Nevada has 13 to the Broncos' 8. Boise State boasts a really talented bench. Almost 30 points a game, which would you believe is number 11 in the nation. So this is a really deep Broncos team. 10 points in the first half. So Pack's holding them below their average. Nevada, though, just has 6 bench points to boast about, and, of course, an 8-point deficit. Nevada's going to have to string together a little bit of a run here if it wants to get back in this game.
Got to string together a run and then get stops. If you look at 2 of Boise State's top leading scorers, you have Danny Bays, 8 points, 3 for 4 from the field. In their last game, Bays had 0 points and 0 for 4 from the field. So that's a good look for Boise State, but Nevada got to put together some stops and keep them at bay.
Wolfpack is back on the floor as we get set for the second half. 20 more minutes of basketball at least. Worth noting, last year here at Lawlor, they needed 5 more after an epic buzzer-beating shot by Torrey Davis. Nonetheless, we're in 2025 now, and we're playing right after this. Halftime nearly a wrap here in Reno as we get set for the third quarter. Nevada gonna need to make it, a big third quarter if it wants to get back in this game. On January 18th, the Wolfpack scoring just 7 points in the third quarter. It was really the end of the second and that third quarter that doomed Nevada in that game. Pack led by 10 early in the second quarter. Broncos, over the next 10 minutes of gameplay, hit a 20-6 run, which really flipped the script of that game, and the Pack was not able to overcome a deficit in that fourth quarter and left with a tough loss on the road after another really good competitive game between these two programs. So Pack will need a much stronger second half effort in this one, and you can imagine the sour taste from that game at Boise still lingers a bit.
I'm sure that's all over the whiteboard in the locker room, all over the scouting report. Things like that don't leave you as a player. When I was a player, we played Boise State in the Mountain West Conference Championship game, lost at the buzzer. That's a moment that I'll never forget. So things like that sting, and they stick with you as a player.
For the record, I didn't bring it up. You did. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's inevitable at this point.
Heck of a year for that team, though. Y'all were not supposed to be in that championship game, and you made it happen. So congrats on a fun, memorable last season. Let's get to your adjustment of the game, shall we? It's brought to you by The Joint Chiropractic as we start this second half. Broncos with the ball. Improve your quality of life through routine and affordable chiropractic care at The Joint. Your first visit, $29. Over 950 locations nationwide. For the Broncos, as that one is tipped and taken away by Nevada. Talking about finding their range, it's really the last piece to what they're doing.
Boise State is a team that shoots the three ball so well, and today Nevada's held them 2 for 12 from the three-point line. They got to knock down a couple from behind the arc.
Nevada would love to see a couple threes go through, as Izzy Sullivan has a chance to get 3 the hard way, scoring with the foul. But ultimately, Nevada's just got to get some shots up, and that means protecting the ball.
Got to take care of the basketball if you're the Wolfpack. 13 turnovers in that first half. We've said it a bunch this game. They only had 10 against UNLV. Got to do a better job taking care of the ball and getting great shots every possession down the floor. In a game like this where it's so close, it's going to come, if it comes down to the wire, possessions are going to be huge.
Well, that was a huge possession to open the third quarter for Nevada. A three-point play out of Izzy Sullivan. And also a second foul on Abby Muse as she hits the bench early in this third. Pack back within 5. Lawlor can't get it to go with the left. Rebound to Roden. And here comes Maxey with a head of steam. Looking to get it down low to Gibbons. She's got Thompson on her. And Thompson, crafty with the hands. Gibbons makes something out of it, though.
And I like that look for Nevada. Haven't really gone into Lexi Gibbons that much, and that's a big spot for them. Lexi Gibbons can put the ball in the hoop. I like them looking to her early in the third quarter.
Might be worth looking to her early and often, Ashley Jones. 3 of 3 is Lexi Gibbons for 6 points. One of the staples of this program for the past 4+ years. Lexi Gibbons, quiet but effective. Shot up and way off for Hansen. Tough night for Hansen, now 0 for 4, just 2 points. Jones, strong, too strong. Here comes Narrow. Behind the back dribble, Jones sees her on the switch. Now Bays is checked in. Big first half for Bays, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Lawlor shot swatted away by Roden, as that's a big-time play by Audrey Roden.
Okay. Guard down there banging with the post players. Comes over straight up, block shot. I like it. I like the energy from Roden down there.
And Lawlor hit it out of bounds to add insult to injury. Ball back to Nevada. And Gordy Presnell's got his hands on his knees saying, come on, girls, let's get this going. Sullivan takes the screen from Jones. Ball tipped by Thompson. Great hand, but it stays with Nevada. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Down to 7. Maxey, the screen from Jones. Now Maxey will drive, and Bays will swat it out of bounds. 1 second on the shot clock for Nevada.
Right here, if you're Nevada, I'm going into Alexi Gibbons. And you see on the replay right here, Dymo Maxey just trying to make something happen, get in the paint, gets her shot blocked, but Nevada keeps the possession. Right here, I'm going into one of my post players, get a quick shot off.
Got to be quick. Now you see 1 second on the shot clock, but we don't know if that's 0.1 or 0.9 because we don't get tenths. And so that needed to be a quick shot, wasn't quick enough. Ball back to Boise State. I believe that's the 3rd shot clock violation of this game for Nevada. Nonetheless, on the whole, a strong start to this third for the Wolfpack. Broncos yet to score. Bays down low for Lawlor. How about Maxey on the help side? It was an aggressive arm by Maxey. Looked to be mostly clean, but a little too aggressive for the officials' liking.
And I love the aggression by Maxey, but you got to come in with your hands up. You can't come in reaching down. The ref's going to call that every single time.
Right on cue, though, that one. Clean as a whistle, and a bucket on the other end for Izzy Sullivan. A 7-0 run to start the third for Nevada.
Ooh, stop, Pop. She said, I can shoot the mid-range jumper. I'm not just a three-point shooter.
Coach Presnell wants timeout. A couple words for the officials, followed by what will be some important words to his team. It's a 30-second timeout. 7:07 left here in the third. Pack has come out blazing in this third quarter, Ashley. You could tell whatever message was delivered in that halftime locker room, so far the silver and blue has taken it in.
A much different team. You can just tell they're locked in. They're executing better. They're aggressive on defense. Really just a totally different team here in this third quarter so far. But again, it's what we talked about throughout the first half, consistency. They've started off good. Can they keep it up?
Important timeout for Boise State. No points through the first nearly 3 minutes of this third quarter. Can imagine what Nevada has done early in the third. Coach Presnell is telling his team to do. Why don't you settle in, run our offense, do what we do well, stay patient, and it's all going to work out. 7-0 run to start the third for Nevada. Back to a 1-point game. Frankly, a lot of times this year, no matter the opponent, an 8-point deficit has felt like a lot for Nevada to come back from. But against this talented Boise State team, Pack right on the precipice of doing just that. 0 for 4 to start for the Broncos in this third quarter, 3 for 5 for Nevada, and really getting it done in a balanced way, Ashley. 8 points out of each, Sullivan and Roden, 6 from Givens. You got Jones with 4, Davis has got a 3, or pardon me, she has 3 points, and then 2 for Polavate, so balanced effort so far.
And that's been another one of Amanda Levin's secret weapons, because on any given night, it could be any given player that could give you a 20-piece, or you can have 5, 6 players in double figures. So it can go either way, and knowing that she has that weapon offensively takes a little bit of weight off your shoulders. But then there's been times where the Wolfpack has struggled to score the basketball, and that's been an Achilles heel. So really a good look for the Wolfpack to have such an even scoring effort so far.
14 of 29 from the field. That'll often get it done, 48%. Broncos are 14 of 31, 45%. See what Boise State has drawn up out of the timeout, as Nevada's been stout on both ends, really, here early in this third. Thompson down low to Lalot. The lefty hook shot is pure.
Quick move, really decisive, gets the ball in the paint, turns, knew exactly what she was going to do before she was going to do it. Really efficient down there.
And would you believe, with that field goal, Elodie Lalot, now top 10 in Boise State history in made buckets. 473 of them things. Givens fakes on Lalot, steps through, kicks it out. Maxey with a foot on the line. Long jumper, no good. On the rebound, though, Audrey Roden was working her tail off, and a foul was committed. Narrow can't believe it, but I believe it's on her. It sure is.
Just a good second effort, working in there, trying to get the O board going. Sometimes when you're aggressive like that, the call just goes your way.
What can the Pack do with this newfound possession? 5 seconds to shoot it. Givens gonna have to do something with it. Down low to Jones, the turn, the shot. Nearly in is, how about Maxey there on the offensive rebound attempt? Swatting it out of bounds. That allows Nevada, though, to reset the defense. Margin of error not enormous for Amanda Levin's team, as Bays wants a 3. Boom!
Nothing but net. Such a quick release by Bays, and just having a really outstanding game tonight after not being able to score in their last game. Really a bright spot for the Broncos tonight.
Was talking to Alex Semadeni before the game. He is the sports information director for Boise State's women, and he said, yeah, that game at Wyoming is Roden with the left is pretty. And then Maxey nearly gets a steal on the inbounds. What a crafty play by her. It goes out of bounds. Broncos will keep it. Back to my conversations with Alex Semadeni. He said that game at Wyoming, it was weird, he said. He said nothing went Boise State's way and everything went Wyoming's way. You add it up, it was a 79-45 win by the Cowgirls. That was Saturday in Laramie. Then Boise State has to pick up the pieces and come to Reno for a Wednesday game. Not an easy string of games, back-to-back roadies.
And that's the thing about the Mountain West Conference. Your travel schedule can be grueling. You can play Colorado State and then an Air Force in the same week and be on the road for an entire week. So really a grueling schedule, but one that prepares you for March.
Roden didn't like the foul call there. 4:59 to go. Broncos have it, up 4. Third quarter rolls on. It's a good one here in Reno. .459 to play in the third quarter. Nevada has cut its 8-point deficit in half. It's 38-34. And it feels like out of that halftime break, Ashley, the physicality has just been turned up a notch / competitiveness between these two teams. Really excited to see what the next 15 minutes at least have in store for us.
Oh, we're going to be, anytime these two teams play is just a classic matchup. We're going to be in for a really fun finish here to the third and then buckle up for the fourth quarter.
Get your popcorn ready, as they say. How about the Pack? It was an 18-10 spread as far as paint scoring at halftime. Advantage Boise State. Nevada has gotten 8 quick points in the paint here in this third as Lawlor cannot finish. Polavate brings it in, and then Elodie fouls. Was trying to force the jump ball, but instead a little too aggressive after her miss. And credit Roden. Clear size mismatch there, and she stands strong in the paint.
And that's just the toughness, the effort that Amanda Levens is looking for her team defensively.
Pack resetting things on offense coming out of the timeout. But now, as Ashley's pointed out, 12 seconds to shoot. Oh, a little bit of luck there as the defender gets lost and Pulavate's open down low.
It's a great job executing on the offensive end by the Wolfpack. But like you said, I don't love how late they get their offense started on the shot clock.
Bays, Lawlor. You can tell the point of emphasis for Gordy Presnell's team is to get it down low, especially to Lawlor. Easy bucket.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
And as we pointed out in the previous segment, she has scored a lot of buckets for Boise State. As I see myself out, you're by yourself, Ashley. Pulavate fades and fires an air ball. Broncos, though, lose it out of bounds. Ill-advised mistake there for Boise State as the ball goes back to the Wolfpack. 14 Nevada turnovers. That was the 10th for Boise State. Roden takes the screen, stops, pops, leaves it just a touch short. Tipped around, rebound to the Broncos. Here comes Nero. Moving it around, Nero has a seam, and how about Roden on the recovery? Get that shot out of here. And Audrey, coast to coast, why not?
Hey, block on one end, finishes strong on the other end. That is great basketball. You get a stop, and then you go down and get a score. That's how you get yourself back in the game.
Sequence of the game thus far for sure for Nevada, but the reply, Pasco, just what the doctor ordered.
We talked about that three-point line. That's where Boise State needed to get going. Big three there by Pasco.
And then an offensive foul as Nevada can't believe it, but the call will go on Dymo Maxey. Meanwhile, in the game right now for Boise State for the first time this evening, about to inbound is Alyssa Christensen. She is a senior out of New Plymouth, Idaho. Be curious what the status is on Abby Muse, if Coach Presnell's just not liking what she's putting out there tonight. Pardon me, she has 3 fouls. I said Abby had 2 fouls earlier. That's why she's on the bench. She has 3 fouls. She's an important player for Boise State, and right now, although the Broncos are getting to the line, I think Nevada's kind of taking advantage of Abby Muse not being on the floor.
Doing a great job getting in the paint. And right here, you see Dymo Maxey pick up another foul. That's back-to-back for her. It's a tough break there for the Wolfpack.
First 2 fouls of the game for Dymo as Bays hits the free throw. Previous three-pointer that Danny Bays had hit actually crossed the 700 career point plateau. And so congrats to her on that. Two free throws are true, and suddenly Broncos are back up by 7. Jackson back in for Nevada, as is Hicks. She has it now. Sullivan in there, Gibbons and Maxey. Lawlor checking Gibbons, now down to 10 seconds to shoot. Sullivan with Lawlor on her. Gibbons, slight mismatch. Bays holding her own, though, as Gibbons has it swatted away, and it's another shot clock violation. So how about the interior defense for the Broncos, coming up huge on that possession?
That's a couple of back-to-back turnovers for the Wolfpack. Right here, you got to lock in. Okay, we had 2 turnovers. What's the team going to do now? Got to lock in, have a great possession on defense, and then go down on the other end and execute on offense.
Pass is tipped by Lawlor, able to go up and get it, and then Maxey's going to be called for a blocking foul. She can't believe it. Same goes for Amanda Levins, but it's the 3rd foul on Dymo Maxey in the last 2 to 3 minutes of gameplay. Boy, that felt like, obviously, block charge call, often discussed, often debated. It just kind of looked like Lawlor was a little out of control there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Could have went either way. Lawlor a little bit out of control. Maxey looked like she was set, but might have got there a half a second late. Either way, it could have went. It's a tough call.
Amanda Levin still working the official after that one, as Lawlor will go to the line. First one, no good. Some would say ball don't lie. We'll see how the second one looks. Second one is true for Elodie Lawlor, back to an 8-point lead for Boise State, game high. Lawlor, if you're curious, 47% free throw shooter coming in. Shows it by splitting them. So a bit of a lull here for Nevada on the offensive end. Broncos defense certainly deserves credit as we approach 90 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. Nevada had gotten within 1, but has yet to tie or take the lead in this 3rd. Gibbons, what a fake, fire, score.
And that's your post player for Nevada. That's your big girl on the inside, handling the ball at the top of the key. Nice little stop, pop, elbow jumper. Doesn't get much better than that.
Lexi's got game. Bob's did too. Remember, we did a feature story with her, I believe it was last year over at Nevada Sports Nets. Gets her game from her daddy. 4 for 4 in this game is Gibbons, 8 points. Big opportunity here for Nevada. Under a minute in the 3rd. Down 6 with the ball after the defensive stop. See what Hicks can do. Whoa, the fadeaway. Confident looking shot. I was a bit surprised by it, Ashley, but it had a chance.
I like the confidence. I like the confidence from the freshman. Probably not the shot you're wanting so early on in the offense.
Moment, yeah.
But that's a learning moment for her. That'll be something that they'll watch on film. They'll break it down. They get the ball back, so it's not a turnover. It's a learning play, and I like the confidence. That's the number one thing there.
Oh, what a feed. Roden, Gibbons. And Lexi's 5 for 5. Credits the catch on that pass that was a touch low. Gibbons goes down to get it and scores it. 3rd assist for Roden, who's really putting together a heck of a game. Pasco fakes, floater, glass, good.
Floater with the right hand on the left side. It's kind of nasty.
She's kind of nice. She's up to 11 points on 5 of 9 shooting. Gibbons Davis, that's a big three, and it's buckets. Right before the buzzer, Nevada makes it a one-possession game as we head to the fourth. A strong 10 minutes for the Wolfpack, 10 to go. Who will prevail? We're about to find out. Get set for the fourth. It's coming up next here in Reno. Back in Reno we are, buckling up for 10 final minutes. The fourth quarter has arrived. Nevada and Boise State, no surprise, playing another really good game. Mike Stephenson here alongside Ashley Jones. Here comes Alex, best part of every home game here in Reno. Full speed. Look out. He brings the energy. Nevada trying to bring the energy now. Starting with the rock after a strong third quarter.
Nevada outscored Boise State 20-15 in that quarter, but they got to make up a little bit more here in this fourth.
Gibbons, big three, give it to her.
Tori Davis with a big three to end the third, and then Lexi Gibbons picks up right where Davis left off. Big three for the Wolfpack, tie game.
The fifth-year players putting the squad on their backs. It's back to a squared-up ball game. The answer, Bays. In and out. Rebound Roden. It's her 9th of the game. And she's going to go all the way with it. The fake. The spin. Not going to go. Oh, but Audrey somehow says, look what I found. It's the ball. She can't get it to go again, though. Nevada's still looking for its first lead of the second half. Oh, so close to it. Long three. Bays. Man, she's not shy. She was 3 for 4 from deep before those last two misses, so I don't blame her. Now 3 of 6. Gibbons with a head of steam. Right at the defense. She'll go to the line. And a chance to give the Wolfpack the lead. Pack yet to have the lead since the first quarter. Gibbons, once again, as Coach Levins told us before the game, Ashley, giving it her all. Oftentimes, this team goes as Lexi goes.
As she always does. Isn't always the most flashy. Can't, if you were to just watch the game, maybe not realize she'll give you a double-digit scoring effort, but she comes in, she puts her head down, and she goes to work every single game.
If you've ever watched her post-game interviews, sometimes we got to pry some responses out of her. She's kind of the quiet assassin, if you will, for Nevada. 1 of 2 of the line, so Nevada does have its first lead since the first quarter. Good time to have it in the fourth. 8.5 to play. Down low is Muse. She got away from Hicks, and Kendra fouls her as well. Great feed from Pasco as their two-gal game works to perfection. And Muse with the left scores can make it a three-point play. You can bet the Broncos are happy to have her back on the floor, Ashley.
That's a great job. And that screen and roll action. Hicks gets caught up too high, stays a little bit too long, and has great recognition by the guard. Finds Muse, takes the and one.
Muse in this game limited to just 15 minutes thus far, dealing with some foul trouble. Has a couple of block shots as she is one of the nation's best blockers, if you will. Would you believe she's had more multi-block games in her career than singular block games, than one-block games? Can you believe that? And it's not even close. This is her 85th game with more than one block. She has 59 games with 0 or 1 block.
That's impressive.
It's incredible. She completes the three-point play as well. Pack back down 2. And now again, draining that shot clock. Roden with the long defender on her. Hicks almost wasn't ready for the pass. She gets it up and under. Lefty shot is good. Big minutes and a big bucket for the true freshman, Kendra Hicks.
really like her game as just a freshman. I can only imagine as she continues to grow and get more in-game reps. She already has the confidence.
On the other side, Roden wanted to draw a charge. Upset that she didn't. It'll be a block. Here's another look. It's another one that feels very bang-bang. Nevada's bench certainly doesn't like the call. Amanda Levens, this time, not letting the officials get a piece of her mind. Instead, we play on. Pasco stops, pops.
The leader. She's
real nice. She's up to 11 points to go with 2 rebounds and a pair of assists. Izzy Sullivan looking to get going from deep. We saw the early 4-point play. Since then, a couple misses as Roden, the floater. And right on cue, it's a blocking call on this side, and Audrey will go to the line as Hansen tried to step in and take the charge, but just may have been a touch late or perhaps there inside the circle. Nonetheless, Nevada would have rioted if that was a charge call after a pair of blocking calls on Nevada's side. Hicks gets a nice little ovation as she takes a seat. Pulavati's back in. Maxey, Givens, Roden, and Sullivan for Nevada. For the Broncos, Christensen and Muse, the Twin Towers down low, if you will. Pasco, Narrow, and Hansen. 53 all. Just over 7 minutes to go. Down low is Muse. They're looking for her. This time the lefty shot can't go. Credit Maxey for the help side defense. Givens has a defender behind her. Avoids her. Maxey will now reset. Pulavati has it. 20 on the shot clock. Olivia forgot the rock. Gets it back. Maxey. Stop. Pop. No good. Maxey's offensive game has improved a lot in recent efforts, but 0 for 7 today Maxey is. And then Roden just a little too aggressive there. Really didn't need that as she reaches in on Pasco and commits the foul. Pack's 4th of the quarter. So after this, Boise State shooting free throws the rest of the way. Still 6:33 on the clock.
And right here,
that's a 4th foul too, pardon me, Ashley.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going for. You got to be careful here. You got Dymo Maxey with 4 and Audrey Roden with 4. 2 guards that Amanda Levens needs on the floor. They both got to be smart right here.
Hansen's 3 is no good. She's frustrated as it's been a frustrating night for her now. 0 for 5. On the rebound, though, Boise State commits a foul. And Narrow, I believe it goes on. She can't believe it. And I'll tell you what, she wanted a jump ball call, and I don't think that's crazy. She did come in a little hot and sent Roden to the ground, but it looked to be relatively clean up toward the ball. Nonetheless, ball back to Nevada, tied up. Davis has it. She was one of the heroes in last year's win in Reno, hitting a buzzer-beating 3 to force overtime. Givens, wing 3. Yeah!
I wonder if she likes to shoot the 3-ball more or get in the post and bang down low. I'm really curious.
All I know is she ate her Wheaties today. 7 of 7 is Lexi Givens, and it's a 3-point lead for Nevada, matching their high of this game. Can the Broncos reply? Muse has it. Cross-court pass, Narrow. Great feed by Abby Muse as she helps tip it out. Ball back to the Broncos. Pasco steps back on Maxey. Not going to go. Great block out by Davis. She gets the rebound. Pack at this point content to be a little more patient on offense, although you don't want to stop trying to score, that's for sure. Maxey, mid-range. Ball tipped out of bounds by the Broncos, though. Just couldn't get their paws on it. And that cannot make Gordy Presnell happy at all as the ball goes back to Nevada seemingly easily, if you will.
If you're Nevada right now, I'm looking for Tori Davis and Lexi Givens to really take a hold of their team right now. These are two veterans on the floor for the Wolfpack. Keep things in check. You have a 3-point lead right now. Be smart and be decisive.
Five to shoot. Davis, give it to her from the mid-range, and the Pack has a game-high 5-point lead. This is the kind of crunch time playing that Amanda Levens has been looking for. A lot of ball game left, but so far so good for Nevada. That was a tough look by Pasco. Nearly got it to go, though, as she can score in a variety of ways, but suddenly Broncos are down 5 and on defense. Maxey with a head of steam. Doesn't roll up and over the rim. Pack bench wanted a foul, not going to get it, as Maxey is now 0 for 9 in this ball game. Down low to Lalott. Polavati was in a bad spot and sends her to the line. It's not a bad foul, though, in that position. Polavati didn't have a lot of help around her. Make her earn them at the line. 47% free throw shooter. We'll have to see after the break. You better not go anywhere. 4:04 to play. Nevada leads by 5 here at Lawlor. You know, the Wolfpack this season has seen a lot of lopsided quarters, which it's been on the wrong end of. So far, though, Nevada's actually doing that to an opponent, outscoring Boise State 13-5 here in this fourth quarter, turning a 3-point deficit into a 5-point lead, and Lalott for Boise State missing the first of 2 at the free throw line. Every possession from here on out, Ashley Jones, is critical for both sides.
And 4 minutes is a lifetime in the basketball world. Great job by the Wolfpack the first half of this fourth quarter, but now it's winning time, and it's time to finish the game strong.
Time to lock in for everyone, Ashley and I included. Down low for Polavati, they were looking for her. She had a bit of a window there, but credit Thompson on the defense, tipping that pass out of bounds. Pack will reset. Maxey trying to get something going. How about the left? And again, though, the rebound cannot be corralled by Boise State, and so Nevada's going to get another look. And the Broncos are totally content with Dymo Maxey shooting, you would imagine, as she's now 0 for 10 in this ball game. It wasn't a bad look, though.
Not a bad look, and a good shot gets you an offensive rebound and another possession. The Wolfpack, 10 O-boards so far in this game compared to the 2 for Boise State.
That's a huge difference in this game. As Nevada, you look at second chance points, 7-0. And I believe a score here would constitute second chance points, and it'll be Davis going to the line. So far in this fourth, past the halfway point now, and it's been a lot of good from Nevada. Game's not close to being over yet, but Pack fans have to be encouraged. We have the officials meeting now as Thompson is looking at her face. I think there may have been an inadvertent slap to Thompson's face there, as she'll visit with a trainer. She says she's fine. Officials announced they're going to look at the play, though, and so perhaps something comes out of this. I didn't see anything that looked to be egregious, if you will. But we'll find out, as the officials will be at the monitor. I was told before the game they would come and let us know. It's always different with every crew, but they're going to come and let us know what they find. In the meantime, we'll stick around. Oh, there it was. So coming down after the foul. Yeah, Davis, that couldn't feel good if you're Thompson. As Tatum took quite a shot from Torrey. Let's get one more look at that.
Yeah, it looks like the follow-through from her shot got her in the face somewhere.
To me, accidental.
Yeah, it looks inadvertent from our view.
That doesn't mean it won't be called a foul or
yeah.
perhaps a flagrant. But I don't think Tori Davis was trying to come down on the face of Thompson there.
No, and that's what happens sometimes when you're down there banging in the paint, close game, 3 minutes, just aggressive. Sometimes you get banged up down there. So unfortunate to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, Thompson just looked to be in a tough spot as Davis was fouled by a different Boise player. Officials going through their process of checking this out. Meanwhile, on either side, this game very much there for the taking. If you're Boise State, they've had a couple good looks at the rim and just not able to finish, so I don't think you could be too discouraged if you're the Broncos right now.
Yeah, they're a team that can get going quickly, so no discouragement there for them.
Another look.
Yeah.
Tough. Hard to say how you're supposed to react after you're fouled or how your arms are supposed to land, right? It's not like she can suddenly tuck her arm in to avoid contact. It all happens so fast, of course. So interested by the discussion, though, as maybe they're just wanting to get through the exact details. It's been a long discussion. They're going to call both coaches in. Before we get word, actually, we're about to get word right now, so why don't you hang tight as we are going to hear from the officials on what this call will be.
Common foul is called with blue 23 on the shot, and then after the shot, we've got an intentional foul on white 11.
On the follow-through? Okay.
Yep, it's going to be 2 shots, no one on the line. Over here for Nevada, then 2 shots for anybody, and then their ball side out.
Boise ball. Thank you. Pardon me, folks. Just got the word from the official there. So the common foul stays. Davis will go to the line for 2, but they ruled that the follow-through and the slap to Thompson's face was a technical foul. And so in their view, Davis could have avoided doing that. And so now it'll be 2 free throws for Davis, 2 free throws on the other end for Boise, any player, and the Broncos will get the ball. And so a chance for suddenly it to be a big swing here, depending on how things go at the line. No pun intended, as Davis swung a little bit too strong and made contact with Thompson. Oftentimes, if someone gets hit in the face, it's hard not to call something, I suppose. I don't think Davis tried to do that, though.
He talked about this could be a big swing right here. It's going to be interesting to see which team takes this as momentum. Nevada with the 4-point lead right now. If they can knock down these free throws, that'll give them a little bit more cushion. But Boise State, like you said, gets the free throws and then the ball.
Would you believe Boise State has played a dozen players in this game? It's a deep team. Nevada's got 9 that have logged minutes. Davis's 2 free throws are good. Arguably tougher to shoot with no one at the line, right? No one around you, I mean.
Yeah, a little bit more pressure there.
Hansen will have an opportunity to do the same. Maya Hansen, just 2 points in this ball game. And leaves the first one short. Second one is good. Broncos have it back, down 5. Thompson inbounding in front of us, and yeah, we could see quite a mark on that right eye. Glad that she's able to stick around. And her vision and none of that is implicated here, if you will. Compromised, maybe the word. Hansen has it with Davis on her. 20 on the shot clock. Hansen's just going to drive with it. Scoop shot hits the bottom of the rim. Credit the defense from Davis, as Hansen now is 0 for 6 in this ball game. Maxey fouled at the rim.
Love the aggressiveness from Maxey. A tough shooting night so far for her. 0 for 10, but still continuing to be aggressive. Gets out in transition, goes to the basket strong, and gets herself to the free throw line. Sometimes when you're in a slump like that, getting to the free throw line, seeing the ball go through the net can be what gets you going.
First attempt for the game, and it's a swish. First shot that Dymo's seen go through in this ball game. She's on the scoreboard. Second one rattles in. 2 big free throws. Pack's lead now 7. Down to Lawlor. She'll work on Givens. The spin, the lefty. Shot is no good. Great move, just couldn't get the finish, and now Pulavate's up ahead. She'll just drive right on Thompson. Can't get it to go off glass. Canero and the Broncos take advantage off the miss. Time running out for Boise State to mount a comeback in this game. Thompson, backdoor for Bays. Sullivan got a hand on it, though. Bays tries to throw it off of Izzy, but Sullivan's able to keep it in possession. Savvy play there by the sophomore as Nevada now setting up the offense. And Levin's yelling at Davis, go get the ball.
Got to have some urgency here, but don't want to play rush, but still have urgency and being decisive.
It was a risky handoff for Davis and Sullivan there. Now Gibbons going to have to do something with it. 3 on the shot clock. Sullivan's just going to have to shoot it, and she won't even be able to. Some frustration on the offensive end there for Nevada as they were just a little bit out of whack, and it really started from the moment they got the ball. So Boise State gets it back, 2:06 on the clock. Broncos have a chance. Have to be just about perfect from here on out. Broncos 4 of 18 from 3 in this game, well below their season average. Lalott, tell you what, Sullivan tried to pull the chair out from under her, which is a savvy play, but they rule that that included a foul. May have been grabbing onto the arm a little bit.
But if you're Nevada, tough foul, but if there's anybody you want from Boise State at the free throw line, it would be Lawlor, who not the best free throw shooter for the Broncos.
47% and right on cue. Leaves it way short in the first one, so call it a good foul, if you will. Crowd starting to get into this one as they can feel Nevada on the precipice of a big win at home. Second shot, no good. Nevada's last win at home, January 25th against Air Force. Last week, it was the When I Grow Up game. Pack set an attendance record with nearly 11,000 strong here, the majority screaming local kids who were on a field trip for the When I Grow Up game as Narrow swats Roden's shot away. And that was a really tough loss to Fresno State. Nevada had the lead going into the fourth, only for the Bulldogs to rally, come back and win 65-59. Pack then went to UNLV, again played tough against the Lady Rebels, but trying to get a dub here tonight. And Pulavaty doing her best to make it happen. It's a game-high 9-point lead for the Pack.
It's so impressive how Pulavaty is so calm under the basket when she gets the ball. She knows what she's going to do. She's going to make her move, and then she knocks it down really often.
Shot is up and in for Thompson as Pulavaty was just a little too aggressive on defense, fouls her, and Tatum Thompson hits a big-time shot. It had been a while since she scored, as she is now up to 9 points in this ball game. Make it 11, pardon me, as she heads to the line, looking to make it 12. Big moment. Shot no good. Broncos now 9 of 15 from the line. Up ahead is Sullivan, under a minute to play. Roden has it. Amanda Levin saying, hold up. Let's run out some of this clock, guys. Foul committed. It'll send Roden to the line.
That's a great job there by Nevada, not forcing a shot. They had the advantage in transition. Roden gets the ball, pulls it out. Great job being under control, gets the foul, and gets to the free throw line.
Tough miss there for Thompson, who was 83% from the line coming into this game. Meanwhile, Roden stepping up as a 69% free throw shooter. Splashes the first. Second one is true, too. Timeout on the floor. We're going to stick around. Nevada, 52.5 seconds away from a big-time win at home over Boise State. While we have a second, How about we get to our play of the game? It's brought to you by your Northern Nevada Toyota dealers. With Tacoma, no trail is left unchallenged. Visit your Northern Nevada Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Play of the game is courtesy of Audrey Roden, who's having a heck of a game. How about 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists on this effort? Ashley Jones, she did it on both ends. The swat on one side and the layup on the other. One play, 2 plays, really.
Huge block on one end, pushes it in transition, slices the defense, finishes with the right hand on the right side. Beautiful basketball, stop, score, textbook.
All from one player. Is Audrey Roden coming off a 1-for-7 showing at UNLV, putting together arguably one of her best games in silver and blue, and there have been a lot of good ones. Thompson with Pulavati on her. What a finish at the rim. Big bucket with a little time off the clock for Boise State. Amanda Levens now wants timeout. 48.8, 66-59, Nevada leads. It is a 30 once again. How about Audrey, though, once again? Our play of the game. And one of the best players in this game. 16 points, 12 rebounds, 1 from her career high on boards. 6 assists, 3 blocked shots for Audrey Roden, and a steal. As the players make their way back to the court, really quick, let's get you our player of the game, brought to you by Pavers by Porter, Nevada's premier hardscape contractor, family owned and operated. Give it up for Lexi Givens, still without a missed shot in this game. 7 of 7, 17 points to lead all scorers, 5 rebounds as well. Ashley Jones. When Givens and Roden are doing their thing, Nevada looks really good.
Oh, man, when those two get going at the same time, whew, that's a tough matchup for any defender, both of them. So good, and when they can get going together.
Oh, but that's the last thing you wanted. Is Audrey, I think she knew it. She was way too aggressive trying to get open there, and credit Bays, who took the contact and took herself to the ground, and an offensive foul committed before the inbound. That is quite literally the last thing you want to do if you're Nevada in that situation.
And that's 5 for Roden. She's done.
She's done. Heck of a game for Audrey Roden. Tough moment to end things, though. Won't look as bad if Nevada can hold on for this win. Broncos got to get it in. Thompson does so. Muse. Defense recovering toward her. Now Narrow has it. She'll take the screen. Pasco with Maxey on her. Gets her own rebound. Givens fouled her on the putback, and Lexi can't believe it. And if Lexi Givens has that kind of reaction, it's probably warranted. Let's get another look.
That's a tough one. I'll just say I'm glad I'm not a referee in that position.
Credit Pasco for really staying with that play as her free throw hits every part of the rim and the backboard, but goes in. That was a very difficult shot she put up on the great defense from Dymo Maxey, but she shot it in a way that it gave her another opportunity, and she makes it at the line. So 2 shots. Coach Levens wants another 30-second timeout. While we have a second, how about this statistic, friends? Our rebounding tracker is brought to you by Savage & Son, serving the Northern Nevada community for over 130 years. I'm looking at total rebounds for both sides, Ashley Jones, and I am seeing 22 rebounds for Boise State, and I am seeing 40 rebounds for Nevada. That is one of the top headlines in this game, without a doubt.
And we talked about it before the game. That was one of the big keys for Nevada. They got handled on the boards against UNLV, and they come out and do the same thing to Boise State. Great job rebounding, and I got to give it to them on the O boards. 11 offensive boards. Great job at giving themselves a second possession so many times throughout this game.
Massive. Massive. I mean, you could say that's the game right there. But it's not quite over yet. Nevada has it and is fouled. Givens will go to the line. Up 5, 2 shots.
Right here, if you're the Wolfpack, All you got to do to finish this off is make your free throws and play defense without fouling. You don't want Boise State at the free throw line scoring with the clock stopped. Handle your business on the offensive end. Make your free throws, go down, lock in, and play solid defense.
Lexi's first shot good. 77% from the line this year is Givens. Now 2 of 3 in this ball game. Second one rolls out. Broncos want timeout. They'll advance the ball. 33.8 as Coach Presnell's team extending this game as much as possible. But ultimately, that's a win if your Boise State just 1 or 2 free throws go in. 2-possession game. And you could say a lot of ball game left. Quick discussion for the Broncos is they apparently know exactly what they want to do. At this point, you got to go for 3, I feel like. What do you think?
I don't know that they have to go for 3 just yet. If they get an open 3 and it's a great shot, take it, obviously. But with 33 seconds, Nevada doesn't want to foul. They have to defend without fouling. Put them in a position to have to foul you. Go attack the basket. You get a quick 2 right here. Whatever they could do, they've got to do it quickly. But you attack the basket, you get a quick 2, and then you go down and play the foul game a little bit longer, maybe 1 more possession.
Narrow's inbounding. Here comes Bays to get it right back to Narrow. Corner look for Pasco. Well ran. Shot can't go, though. Ball tipped out of bounds. Sticking with Boise State is the call, but the officials are going to look at it. And we're going to get a first look at it. Great execution. Pasco can't get it to go.
And see, I'm going to be a little bit nitpicky right here. Just a little bit. I got to do it. But if you're Izzy Sullivan, she's jumping.
Yeah.
Right? Put a body on the on the offensive player. Push her back. That rebound is yours. It falls right into your hands.
Just box out. Yeah.
That's what coaches talk about so often is you can't jump. You have the bigger player behind you.
You're right. If she just bends down a little more and kind of pushes her back.
Yes, that ball bounces right into her hands, and instead you put yourself in a jumping match with a taller player, and now there's a review. So just to be a little bit nitpicky, you got to box out, push your man back. You can't jump.
I don't think that's overly nitpicky at all. Ball is going to stay with the Broncos as the call is confirmed. Or at the very least, it stands. But yeah, I don't think that's nitpicky at all. Crunch time, those are the kind of plays you got to make. Little things like that, boxing out. Suddenly, Boise State has another look, and Bays has a good look. Long 2, not going to go. There's a good box out. Givens has it, and she is fouled. And Nevada, if it wasn't already, in the driver's seat and seemingly about to cruise to a big win over the Broncos. Right now, 42-28. The spread in the second half. A dominant second half for Nevada as Givens gets another to go. How about 18 points on 7 of 7 shooting for Lexi Givens? Make it 18. Timeout for the Broncos, as this one you would assume is out of reach. Perhaps crazier things have happened in this game, but this would be pretty crazy.
I mean, anything can happen. 23 seconds, a long time. But Nevada would have to completely fall apart defensively and then turn the basketball over to let Boise State back in this game. But really impressed with the way that they've been able to put the finishing touches on this game so far if they're able to close it out, something that they haven't been able to do a lot of this season. Like you said, Amanda Levin said they've had a lot of close games where they were right there and they ended up losing. Really doing the little things in the second half, playing defense, getting big stops, limiting Boise State to 1 shot per possession, taking care of business on the glass, and then executing offensively.
It's really been a banner evening for the Wolfpack, which had a lead, I should say had a deficit it was facing for the majority of this game. Boise State led for 25-55 of this game, so nearly 26 minutes, which of course is well over half the game. Nevada's had the lead for just over 9 minutes, but it's been the most important minutes of the game. And now 23 seconds left to tick off the clock, and Nevada will head back to its locker room with a big win over what's become a bit of a rival, Boise State. Just a great second half for Nevada. Pasco, shot up and no good. Boise State now 2 of its last 13, and it appears that's how the game will end, with the Broncos finishing freezing cold from the field, if you will. 69-61, a worthy celebration on the Wolfpack bench, as this perhaps is the win of the year for Amanda Levin's team. 69-61, the final score. Nevada upends Boise State here in Reno. So a tough road trip for Gordy Presnell's team, as Saturday they take a big loss in Laramie at Wyoming. Few days later have to make the trip to Reno against a hungry Wolfpack team, a team coming off a really strong effort, but not a win at first place UNLV. And sure enough, Nevada kind of keeps the good vibes rolling into this game, Ashley Jones, and pulls off a win. Looked a little bleak in that third quarter, but Nevada's really able to shake off any woes, which hadn't been the story this year. It's kind of let those woes overwhelm them. Sure enough, Nevada flips the script and gets a big, big win.
Really, really impressed with the way that they were able to finish this game, something that they haven't been able to do so many times throughout the season. They come out and handily beat Boise State in that second half, and they did it on both ends of the floor.
It's a celebratory evening in the biggest little city, as Nevada gets its 5th Mountain West Conference win, improving to 5-6, and gets its 10th win of the season, 10-14 overall. We have our final stats freshly delivered. A couple big numbers I'm looking at first, Ashley. 42-24, Nevada dominates the rebounding battle, including, as you pointed out, 11 offensive rebounds to just 4 for Boise State, and that led to an 11-2 spread on second chance points. And really, that ends up being the story of the game. If you look at that 8-point win for Nevada, didn't let Boise State's bench overwhelm them, and Nevada was able to even things out in the paint as Boise State wins that battle just 30-28. All in all, I think hard to be mad about anything in this game if you're Amanda Levins.
Really impressive outing for the Wolfpack, and if we look at the keys to the game, rebounding, playing without fouling, and guarding the three-point line, they did all of those things really well tonight, and it gives them a really, really big conference win.
Huge game from Lexi Givens, 20 points, 6 rebounds. Audrey Roden right there with her, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. Lexi Givens was a plus 17 in this ball game. A bunch of good vibes in this one for the Wolfpack as they win it 69-61. Boise State heads back to Idaho after 2 straight losses between Saturday and tonight. For Ashley Jones, I'm Mike Stephenson. Friends, shout out to our entire Nevada Sportsnet crew. We hope you have enjoyed this one from wherever you were watching. We got more to go as the season continues here and throughout the Mountain West Conference. But for now, saying goodnight here in Reno, I'm Mike Stephenson. Once again, shout out to my friend Ashley Jones. We'll see you here soon in Reno.